Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Bird Brothers podcast. I am one of your hosts, Falcon, joined as always by my pal, Condor. How are you doing today, Condor?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, everybody.
Fantastic. Well,
I
that
would
is good.
say, I would say that if you could tell from this video when it goes up in 2027 that I
2025.
have moved finally. I have moved. I'm in a
What?
different location, which is kind of why
Crazy.
we didn't record for a little bit. So it might be. I'm not
Hmm.
sure. I'm not sure when the Falcon here is gonna upload this. Maybe right away after we're done recording. Might be the next day.
Hmm.
But today I wouldn't really call it an episode. I call it more of a special.
It is, in fact, a special. We put our normal episodes on pause as Condor said he's moving, and I am officially on vacation, so we weren't going to do anything. But we both were able to watch something we really enjoyed, and we wanted to talk about it while we remembered. So we're talking about something special today. It is officially the highest grossing animated movie, anime movie in theaters, even beating out Pokemon and Sausage Party, and it's pretty awesome, pretty epic, winning all the accolades.
Wait, sausage party? What?
It mentioned it on here. It officially is outsold Sausage Party, making it the number one R-rated animated movie in America. Just saying. If anyone actually watched Sausage Party, I don't even know.
I did in
Oh, you
theaters.
did? Was that any good?
It was great until the very end when all the animals, all the food had a giant orgy.
Oh, that sounds like a very strange movie. I'm glad I
Yes,
haven't seen it.
the food
Anyway.
killed the humans, and then they all did the dirty. Don't watch it.
Okay, I won't. I won't worry. I won't bother.
We're talking about Demon Slayer.
What? Demon Slayer the movie, aka the Mugen Train.
So if you have listened to our Demon Slayer episode, we probably at that point we hadn't watched the movie, but we decided, well, not we decided, but more likely, because of us watching the movie, because of us watching the show, the movie being in theaters a little bit after that, we decided we're gonna watch it.
Yeah,
and we did. I saw it yesterday, and Falcon saw it last week, so it's fresh in our minds. We're going to talk about all our favorite moments, the parts we did like, the parts we loved, and give our rating, talk about the new characters, just talk about it all in general. This is just as a warning, this is going to be a very spoiler heavy episode. So if you haven't seen the movie or you haven't seen the series, I highly suggest, unless you want to hear our opinions on it before watching it, that you highly suggest you go watch those things before coming back here. Because to watch this movie, it's highly suggested that you watch the show first, because it's literally a continuation right after. Like literally the first scene is literally like the last scene in the final episode of season 1.
Picks up right where it leaves off. And literally like that. If you're like, I'm going to wait till I watch season 2 to watch the movie, don't! You need to watch the movie first. So there you go. Whether you see it in theaters, which I highly recommend, it was great in theaters, or if you pick it up in June when it comes out on Blu-ray, either way, watch the movie. Because it's important if you're going to watch season 2, you know?
It's true. And if you're a fan of Demon Slayer, this anime movie was a beautifully visually stunning. Another good job by UFO Table. Freaking just amazing. It was like the first scene, it shows like a tree with graves, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. It was literally the very first image of the movie.
Yeah, I had a buddy with me, and I was like, the show looked great enough on a TV show budget for a manga that was somewhat popular, but not like crazy popular. I was like, what are they going to do with the movie budget? And that first scene was just fantastic. Every background and special effect and everything was just gorgeous.
Even the CG, I honestly thought, and CG is usually kind of bad sometimes, but I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, anime CG just never mixes well, but this one was actually really, really well done. I liked it a lot.
But anyway, this wouldn't be a Bird Brothers episode if we didn't talk about some new characters first, now wouldn't it?
Nope, it would not. It would not. So first, we're going to talk about the Flame Hashira, who is Rengoku. Condor, what did you think about Rengoku?
Well, we'll save the big spoilers for when we're talking about the stuff. But Rengoku, the Flame Hashira, and if you forgot what a Hashira is, basically they're like some of the strongest demon slayers in the demon core.
They're like the highest rank of demon slayer, I guess, technically.
I'm just gonna give my honesty. He's a little weird. He was a little weird when they showed him. He's like literally he's like, delicious, delicious, delicious. Literally the whole time, like, okay. But then as you learn, you learn more about him in the movie, which the movie was 2 hours long, so it doesn't give that much. But honestly, the movie gave you a lot of time just for him.
You learned really everything you needed to know about him. You didn't learn anything extra, but just like what you needed to know to understand him, you got it. So you're good.
He's a very honorable man. He has great survival tactics. He has a strong sense of justice. He always wants to protect everybody, and he truly is probably one of the best characters in the show, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I really loved him. What did you think of Rengoku, Falcon?
Yeah, I really liked him. I mean, he seemed like, I agree with you, he's a little on the odd side, but he was odd when we saw him at like the very end of the season as well. I was like, he seems like he's very loud, but kind of dull. Not really, I don't know if I'd really say dull, but just very kind of blunt a lot of the time. But yeah, they first meet him and they just hear him screaming delicious like every time he takes a bite of food. They finally like get him off of it. But I mean, even just like his stare and stuff, it's just, he's just like staring at everybody all the time. But yeah, I like him. I like him overall. He's a fun character. Even when I forgot what Tanjiro said, but he was like, "I will make you my apprentice," whatever the word for apprentice was. I always forget. And it was like, "What about us? Sure, you all too. That's fine." Like it's just no problem whatsoever.
Around him.
Yeah,
spinning around him.
yeah, like just like no questions. Actually, like, yeah, sure, okay, that's fine. You all seem like you're all right. Yeah, he's an oddball, but he's a fun oddball. He does the flame breathing, right?
He does the flame breathing. That's right. Mm-hmm. He has 9 forms of it.
Yep.
From what we know.
Wasn't one of them named after himself?
Yes, that was the last one.
The last one? Yeah, I was like, wait, is that one named after him? Okay. Guess he made a form of it.
Well, I think as they explained, they actually went into detail about it in the movie, basically showing like there's like the 5 main breathing, and there's like the sub breathing techniques off of them, So obviously a character can make their own form. Like, I guess going back to the anime with Giyu doing the 11th form of the water breathing, where it was like the calm. I assume, because Tanjiro didn't know what that was, so I assume Giyu probably made that up on his own after training more with it. So I assume with Rengoku, when he used his 9th form Rengoku, he probably trained and made that himself. So
probably
that's understandable.
I also this made me do a weird thing, and this is kind of derailing it, but I just thought of it, so I'm going to mention it. So we've already seen from the show that Tanjiro mainly does water breathing, but he can also do some sort of like fire or flame breathing.
What was it called? The Hinokami?
Yeah, the Hinokami Kagura. Yeah, so I was like, what if he ends up learning a bunch of fire breathing moves and then combines them to make like steam breathing or something? It would be crazy.
Whoa, we get a little big brain there, Falcon.
Combine them and be like, yeah, and then it's like first Black Blade Hashira and new breathing technique. Boom, done. It'd be crazy.
Completely crazy.
That's some random thought I had when we were watching the movie.
It's a good thought. I never actually thought about that at all when I was watching the movie. I was too busy stunned by the visuals, because god damn, the fire breathing techniques were amazing in the film.
Yeah.
But anyway, to sum up our thoughts about Rengoku, if you watch the movie, you will definitely fall in love with him. You will think he's an amazing character from everything you see. And we'll go more into that as we get more into the movie talk.
Yep.
All right, Falcon, why don't we talk about the main baddie of the movie? Who's the main baddie?
I assume you are going to talk about Enmu. He is the demon who is lurking on the demon train. He has been killing tons of demon hunters as well, and it is our crew's job to stop him. He is one of the lower 12 demons.
That is true, yes.
Yeah, who all got destroyed except for him at the end of the season 1 because they weren't ambitious enough. They weren't power hungry enough. He was the only one deemed fit. So he's been here eating people on the train to increase his power. And if he can kill Tanjiro, since he has the Hanafuda earrings, he can officially become one of the upper 12 or upper 6 demons. And so that is his main goal. So he's been eating people on this train to power up, so that way whenever he finds Tanjiro, he will be able to succeed. I actually really liked him a lot. I liked his kind of demon art. So he essentially puts people to sleep, and then when he's in their dreams, he can essentially mess with them. He gives them whatever dream they want, and that lets him come and just eat them, no problem.
And we'll definitely get into more detail about that, because that part was amazing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things we could talk about there. Lots of good moments. But Enbu was a weird one. I honestly thought Enbu was a girl at first. Did you think that, or was it just me?
I thought he was a boy. He just looked like a really young boy. But I didn't think he was a girl though.
Well, okay, I thought it was a girl, because I don't know, but
I mean, he has a very androgynous design, so I would not fault anybody for thinking he was a girl.
Enbu's kind of a mysterious character, though. You don't really get to learn much about him, and the root. Obviously, he's the bad guy of the film, and he obviously gets killed at the end. Spoilers, but as I mentioned, it's a spoiler-heavy movie.
I didn't know that.
It's a spoiler-heavy episode.
Mhm.
Usually they, the anime usually, this anime usually tries to make you feel for the demon at the end, like with the anime we've seen for multiple ones, especially Rui, the spider one.
Rui, and even the drum guy, we found out all his like backstory.
The drum guy, the girl with the thing, even the big guy from the exam in the mountains and hills. They didn't do that for this one.
No,
which I'm not saying that's weird. Well, I'm not saying that's not weird. It's fine. I just thought he was just fading away. I'm like, oh, is he gonna attack again? And he just fades away. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not saying that's a fault of the movie. It's just a weird, odd choice.
No, I get you. But it was a little weird.
But Enbu is a mysterious person, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like you didn't get to learn more most about him, but that's fine. Apparently, the Mugen Train arc is the shortest arc in the whole series. So they decided to adapt it into a movie, and man, they did a fucking amazing job with it. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm really glad. I feel like I was telling my buddy I saw it with. I told him if it was part of the first of like season 2, I feel like they would have dragged it out to be like, oh, it's only have 2 or 3 arcs, and drag it out to like 5 or 6 or more episodes. And I was like, I don't know that I would like that as much. I feel like I like that it was just this like not even 2-hour movie. We're done. Like I think
they probably wouldn't have even shown Zenitsu Inosuke's dream if they
probably not.
If it was just the anime. Or they wouldn't focus on like the train cart where they were protecting the train cart.
Yeah.
But yeah, Enbu's just the main bad guy, and he obviously gets slayed. Who slays him? I'm not gonna tell you that till we get there yet. But he's just the main bad guy, powered to make people give them specific dreams. Pretty good demon art, honestly. That conductor was so sus. I don't understand how they couldn't freaking like.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was weird. Yeah, so weird.
I mean, we have one more character we could talk about, but we could talk about it at the end when we get to that part, or do you want to just mention it now?
Oh, we can talk about him later. I feel like he's a little more of like a surprise, and even though we're having spoilers here, it's no big deal.
Actually, I really want to go through like the whole movie and hear like each of our thoughts on it. Pretty interesting to talk about. So I guess we could begin unless there's something else.
One other thing, I was even looking because I kind of felt like maybe Enmu's backstory was just cut out for the movie just to like save time. But even on the Wikia for the page, like really not anything about him. Like it's just he did this. Like all it says is that even as a child, he had a hard time realizing what was dreams and what was real. And then pretty much he got turned into a demon. And that's it. So like, okay.
That's fine. I guess the motivation isn't there, but he was still a pretty good bad perk guy in the movie. So as demons usually are, is usually there to kill humans. So for sure.
All right. So how do we want to start off talking about the movie?
Well, actually, I just realized. So we did mention the box office thing, and this movie. I don't know if we mentioned it yet, but this movie still is only into this first week right now in America at this the time of this recording, and
just barely, but yeah.
It's raised already over $20 million in this first week.
Yeah, so we're filming this on the 30th. As of the 29th, it has made $27 million.
27 million? Oh my gosh.
27.
The last
almost
time
actually 28
was
million.
19.5. Holy
yeah, no,
crap.
that was the estimated, and they confirmed they'd made the estimated. Then like the next morning, they actually did the actual numbers and found out they underestimated how well it did. It actually, within that first weekend, made almost 30 million.
Amazing.
Crazy. Like,
that's great,
especially for an anime movie. The only thing that beat it was Mortal Kombat, and Mortal Kombat only beat it by 2 million, which for box office really isn't anything.
And who's the real winner, though, considering
right?
Demon Slayer came out in Japan way before. And I'm seeing right here, it made 462.7 million in the box office in Japan. So it came out October 16th, 2020.
And I don't have my source on this, but I saw it on social media the other day. It's still, since it came out in Japan in 2020, as far as like film statistics and whatnot goes, it is a 2020 movie. And now that it's released internationally, if I'm remembering correctly, it is the highest grossing movie in Japan for all of 2020 officially now. Like Demon Slayer was it. So that's also very impressive. Like I said, I don't have my source up with me, but that's what I remember reading. If you want to fact check me, feel free. If I'm wrong, you can yell at me about it. I don't care.
Well, how dare you be wrong?
I know,
We're supposed
right?
to give them correct information.
I'm telling them what I remember it to be correct information.
Wow, I can't.
I'm just saying.
I can't believe you've done this.
I do things all the time. You probably can't believe, you know.
Like not
drink
buying
Rogue
Pokemon
Energy.
Snap.
Yeah, I bought Pokemon Snap. Haven't played it yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, look at your John bottle. Yeah, it's pretty cool. They'll see it when we upload this in 2041.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, there's a theme for this movie sung by Lisa herself. It's called Homura. It's a really good music. I'm actually listening to it in the background, but like an English cover sung by someone who I really like. It's a really good song because Lisa's a really great singer. So I recommend if you haven't. I would wait to see the movie and then listen to the song because spoilers stuff, blah 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 blah. But did you like the song Homer of Falcon when you heard it at the end of the credits?
It was nice. I don't think I preferred it to like the actual opening from the show.
Oh, well, the opening was more action packed, while Homer is more of a
reflective sort of song.
It's been a while. I'm gonna tell you this. It's been a while since I left a movie feeling mixed emotions.
For sure.
I just felt so empty after the movie was over. Like, wow. Did you feel the same way, or did you feel like, yeah, it was such a great movie, I want to see it again?
I definitely had emotions, but I also was very much like, if they had another showing, I would have just bought another ticket and just walked right back in. I would have been like, no, give me another one. I'm going back. I still really want to see it. I may go see it again for all I know.
I would love to see it again, but I don't have off till Wednesday, so I don't know if it'll still be in theaters on Wednesday. So if it is, maybe I'll drag my friend who hates Demon Slayer, be like, hey, we're watching the movie, so you can watch the show.
Yeah, make him love Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
that's the one who watched like 2 episodes, right? It was like, no.
Yeah, that was
like, this is why you need to keep watching it.
Yeah, that was
awesome. I was booked. I need to give him crap about that. Then I'll show him and be like, I heard you didn't give Demon Slayer a fair shake, and now I'm going to talk about it all day.
You just enter your stream and you're like, yo, Demon Slayer is the best show ever. He'll be like, did Midnight put you up to this?
And I'll be like, no.
All right, well, that's enough distraction. Let's get into the movie. So, as we've mentioned before, the film, it starts off with a scene, not like the scene of the train. There's a scene before that, where basically it's the leader of the Hashira. I forget his name.
He's just the leader of the Demon Slayers.
Leader of the Demon Slayers, and he's basically walking through a cemetery, assuming basically all the lives that were lost to demons under his watch, because he mentioned that he's like saying off names and everything, and basically it's just a scene to like get you to know, oh hey, this is the past, this is what happened in the past, this is the stakes and stuff that's going to happen in the future, blah 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 blah. And he goes off to say that no matter what happens, the human soul is strong, which is kind of a nice precursor to the movie, because a little foreshadowing. There's a foreshadowing.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a recap as well, because a lot of the names he mentions are names from people we saw in the first season. I think he even mentions the girl with the fox mask from the original training arc.
Did he really? I actually didn't notice that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he mentioned the 2 of them. And then I think the guy, one of the people from like the forest arc, I think like the spider forest.
Probably. I actually don't remember. I have to know the character to recognize that. But if you notice that, Falcon, then I'm going to believe you. That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure.
It's a really good thing. But anyway, so then the scene transitions to the end of season 1, where it's Tanjiro, our 3 lovable idiots, Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke, and they're running to get on the train. So they get in the train, obviously. Yep. And it's like, oh, it's a train. And Inosuke, I love Inosuke. Oh my god, he's literally freaking out. And the whole time
he's growing on me more and more every time. Like,
dude, he was so good in this movie. Like, I will say this right now. Inosuke was really good in this movie. I wouldn't say he was the best character. I could say he's probably the second or third best character. Whereas Zenitsu was probably, he didn't barely do anything, honestly.
Yeah, he wasn't even hardly in the movie. That was the thing I noted. Like,
but that's
like,
not a bad thing because he's kind of annoying. And if you've watched our Demon Slayer episode, you know our thoughts.
We're
on
both not on the Zenitsu train.
Not yet, and we know obviously from character polls he's top tier, so he's probably gonna get that good development. I mean, he did have a badass moment, and he had some funny moments, which we'll talk about. But we're not talking about that, right? We're talking about how Inosuke was like completely crazy, like, oh my god, this train is going so fast. He was like sticking his hand out, like, oh, like going out on the wind and everything. It was hilarious.
He said it was what, like the ruler of the land or something like that. He wanted to take it on to prove like his dominance over it or whatever. But yeah, Zenitsu's having to keep trying him from like busting up the train from the inside.
Yeah, and basically the reason why the three are in the train is because they have to fight Rengoku, who we mentioned earlier, and they have to rendezvous with him to destroy the demon on the train, who's apparently taking, I think at this point, what we said 40 humans.
I think so, yeah,
or something. So they do that. And then they eventually find him. They find Rengoku. We mentioned he's eating. He's like delicious, delicious, delicious.
Yeah, they can hear him from like cars away. Like that's how loud he's being. They finally find him and are able to like talk to him and get him to like quiet down somewhat instead of just screaming delicious over and over again and having everybody stare at him. That would be so unnerving.
Yeah,
sitting there on a train, everyone staring at you. I wouldn't like that.
He did eat a lot of food though. That was quite a lot of
lunches. Yeah.
So then Tanjiro goes to meet him, and obviously he tried to get his attention, but it fails for a bit. But then he gets there because, though, as you remember from the end of season 1, Tanjiro wants to learn more about the Hinokami Kagura thing, and I think it was Butterfly Girl. I forget her name.
Yeah.
Shinobu suggested to Tanjiro that, hey, maybe Rengoku knows something since he's the Flame Hashira.
Yeah.
So Tanjiro goes to ask him, and Rengoku says he doesn't know anything. He says it very excited. He's like, I understand. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's never heard of it. But also, I remember they said, too, in the season that there is a fire breathing and a flame breathing. So I feel like he knows all about the flame breathing, and I feel like Hinokami Kagura may actually be just like fire breathing. So he may just not actually know anything about it.
It's a possibility. And it's at that point when Rengoku explains about like the 5 main breathing techniques and the subversions.
Yeah.
I forget which will go. I would have to actually pull up the list, but I don't want to right now. But it shows that, and it shows like the side ones. I think it was fire, water, earth.
It was all the main elements. So it was like
and
fire, wind, earth, water.
Fire, earth, wind, water, thunder. Those 5.
That's it.
It's almost like Avatar, but add thunder.
Yeah. I was like, wait, hold on. Yeah, it was either thunder or lightning, one of the two. I don't remember if they labeled it thunder, if it was lightning, but similar things. So,
well, I remember Zenitsu said thunder breathing or lightning. I actually don't remember, but it doesn't matter. Thunder, electricity, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So basically, and then Tanjiro tells him, "Oh, hey, the crow told us we're here to help you with your mission." I'm like, oh, okay. And then they talk for a little bit, I guess, to get to know each other or something. Rengoku says, "Oh, I want you to train under me because you seem like a good guy. You're the guy with the demon sister." And obviously, as you know, Nezuko, Tanjiro's sister, turned into a demon.
Yeah.
Basically, he's in there, and he's like, "Oh, the master said that we should keep our minds open about it, so I don't have any thoughts about it."
Yeah, he pretty much said, he's like, my master told me that we shouldn't question it, so I'm not going to worry about it. Like, you're cool with me, since a lot of the others, were protesting it. He's like, I was told to not do any like kill her, so don't worry, I won't. Like, I got your back. But yeah.
So while Inosuke's like flailing his arms out of the window, obviously, then Rengoku's like, you got to be careful because demons still appear in the nighttime, and that's when Zenitsu does one of his signature screams we hate, which is fine. He's like, I want to get off this train. I hate it. And then the door opens.
Yeah.
And the conductor walks through. Keep in mind that the light is also flickering for some reason on the train. So the conductor comes in, and Zenitsu's like, "What is he doing?" Or was it Tanjiro or was it Inosuke who asked that? Because Zenitsu knew about the train. It doesn't matter. But one of them asked about it. And he's like, oh, I think Rengoku answered, oh, he's just here to clip our tickets. So they clip the tickets, clip,
Mhm.
clip, clip, clip.
Clip,
And
clop.
then suddenly, oh my God, there's a demon on the train.
Mhm.
There's 2 demons. So
Two.
this is the point where we get to see Rengoku's action at skill. He literally it's like this big demon guy. He literally decapitates it just like that. And then there's the second demon who Inosuke tries to attack but fails.
Yeah.
And Rengoku saves him and saves there's also a passenger. He saves that guy.
Mhm.
And Rengoku kills this guy as well, like just like that, which shows like, oh my God, these Hashira are really like freaking amazing. They're strong, they're powerful. And then Tanjiro's like, can I actually be your student? Yay, yay! And then Inosuke and Zenitsu are the same. And then they're all like circling him in the air, like floating, and like the graphics keep getting distorted for some reason. That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
It
the
was
whole
great.
time Rengoku's just standing there like,
Yeah, he's just like happy about it.
just like whatever, dude. Okay. Oh, with that weird stare on his
He was
face.
he looked really happy about it, though, I could tell. But then suddenly the screen goes black.
Yeah.
The lights go out again.
Ooh.
And we find out that our 4 main characters are asleep, back in their seats, never leaving. Inosuke over Zenitsu, and this was kind of cute. But Tanjiro with his head on Rengoku's shoulder, that was kind of cute, honestly, really cool. And then we find out that they were put to sleep by the conductor when he punched the ticket by a hand, which is the demon.
He activated a demon art essentially, and put them all to sleepy times where they get to have their ideal dream.
So basically, they get to have their ideal dream. We find out that Tanjiro's is obviously, if you're a fan of the series, you can guess his family's back alive. They never died. Yep.
Crazy.
Zenitsu
is just on a walk with Nezuko.
And Nezuko's just like a human. She's like talking normally and everything. And it's hilarious. But then Inosuke's
weird. This was one of the things I thought could have done without in the movie. Like it made.
Oh no, you cannot say that. You cannot say that.
I did not care about. Like it was just okay.
Why do we? I will admit Zenitsu's is a little weird, but it was perfect comedy.
Inosuke's was at least funny. Like I'll give his that. Whereas Zenitsu's just like okay, he wants to marry Nezuko.
How could you hate Minion 1 and Minion 2? And Inosuke wanted to defeat the train. That was great.
Inosuke's dream is he wants to defeat the train, but the train is like a centipede. And he's still like the boar man, but with a few more boar features. Nezuko has like bunny ears, I think. Yeah. But then Tanjiro's turned into, what was he, like a tanuki, I think. And then
wasn't Zenitsu like a mouse?
He was like a rat or a mouse, yeah. And he's the leader, and Tanjiro and Zenitsu are henchman 1 and henchman 2, and Nezuko is henchman 3, who he's kind of crushing on, and they're looking in this cave to find the train to defeat the train. It was just kind of like, okay, whatever.
I liked it. I guess if you don't think it was necessary, I can see why it wasn't necessary, but it added a comedy element to the movie. I thought it was really nice. And then Rengoku's dream, which this gets a little weird, not a little like too weird, but basically it shows him talking to his father, who apparently was the previous Flame Hashira.
Yeah.
And Rengoku wants to basically get his father's approval. It's like, oh hey, I finally got a Hashira. And Dad's like, it doesn't matter who the heck even cares and stuff. And then you find out Rengoku has a little brother. And you also find out his mom's died before. And he goes to his little brother in the dream. He's like, hey, you're going to be great because you have a brother who loves and will always support you no matter what. And that was a really sweet scene, adding to more of Rengoku's character, saying he really loves his family, even if his family sometimes is hard.
I mean, it shows that after the mom died, the dad like quit from the demon slayers and gave up swordsmanship. But they've never been able to win his approval. So his dream was him trying to win his father's approval. And when he realized it was impossible, just making sure his brother knew whether their father approved of him or not. He had a brother who thought he was the greatest thing ever, which just showed kind of his backstory and kind of his values as a person.
Oh, yeah. And at this point, we've already been explained to by Envu, the main bad guy, as we mentioned. He was the one who put them to sleep with his Demon Slayer art. basically allowing them to give him the dreams, all sweet dreams. And so basically, he then talks to these 4 children who have been sleep deprived. I think one of them has a sickness, and basically what they have to do is they tie a rope to each of them, and they enter their dreams with I think his demon art. And basically what they have to do is they have this like really sharp thing, and they have to get into the dream and not be detected, and they have to like open up, find the edge of the dream, and go into like, what was it, like the what would they say, like the,
I don't remember what it's called, but it's essentially the like they're in their like mind essentially, but not within the dream. They've got these just like needles they have to tear. They have to find the like core. There's like this like core kind of thing
the
to them as a
spiritual
person.
core.
Yeah. And they have to go break it, and that should kill the demon slayers.
It will kill them. Yep. And then they get a peaceful sleep when they die. So obviously these things happen, and we actually get to see each 4 of the characters things. We see Rengoku's first, which is like, it was like a fiery field.
Yeah, it was just like a field with everything on fire. Even the orb was just a ball of fire.
Yeah, and right when the little girl inside was gonna do it, Rengoku knew something was wrong and literally goes up and starts choking the living hell out of the person. Not killing her, but choking her.
Doing it subconsciously too. Like,
in the
he's
train.
still asleep. He's just
asleep.
literally holding her like this.
And it just shows that Rengoku really has, as I mentioned earlier, has good survival instincts. He knows when something bad's happening, so he went through with it, right? We're gonna save Tanjiro's for last. Zenitsu's is all black. His where his core is, it's all black. And I think, Falcon, what do you think that means?
I really don't know. I don't know if that just means he hasn't found his like potential yet. So that part of his like brain or core or spiritual side or whatever is just nothing. Or I honestly don't know. That's what I thought of probably the most likely what's happening.
What I think is, I think it's the fact that Zenitsu doesn't really think well of himself. He thinks he's pathetic. He thinks he's a loser. Therefore, the inside of his mind is just nothing. Because as you mentioned,
that's true.
He probably doesn't see his potential, other than the scissors Zenitsu that was creeping around.
Yeah.
Inosuke's was just kind of like warped everywhere. It was like a mountains, like rocky caves, and then the Inosuke in his mind was like just like a rapid animal, which was weird, but it was funny. And the Zenitsu one was funny too. Again, those were parts were funny. I'm sure they were unnecessary for the story. Now let's take a step back to Tanjiro's dream. This, I really like this, what they did here. Basically, we got Tanjiro in his dream with his family. He's actually reverted back to his original appearance in like episode 1, what he looked like before he joined the demon and everything. So basically, he's like chatting with his family, he's having a good time, basically in his memory. But then there starts to be like little things happening. He's out one day. He's out like chopping logs in the forest, and he goes to put it on his back. He's like, "All right, let's go, Nezuko." And then he starts walking, and then he looks back. He's like, why did I say that?
Right.
And then there's a scene when they're in the house, and he's in the house, and he's like, "Hey, where's Nezuko?" And his family's like, "Oh, she's out getting something,
water or something,
water or charcoal or something." And Tanjiro's like, "In the daytime, that's not good." And then like, why? Is that a bad thing?
Yeah, they're like, why would she not go during the daytime? Like, they don't understand why that is. He doesn't understand why he said that either. But it's showing to where like he knows she's a demon now and can't be out during the day, but in the dream she's not a demon. And so the family's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about, Tanjiro? You're being a little weird. And then he goes to get water, and while he's walking in the forest, he sees a box for a split second, which is Nezuko's box, obviously. But he's like, what was that? That was weird. And then when he gets to the water, his reflection's like, you gotta wake up! It's a dream! You're dreaming, you're gonna get killed, you gotta wake up!
Yeah.
And he doesn't wake up. He can't wake up.
Yeah, he don't know how.
He doesn't know how. And at this point, Nezuko, in the real world, in the train, comes out of her box. This scene was so cute. Oh my god. Actually, what do you think about Nezuko now more? I know you said she was kind of the mascot character, but she actually did quite a bit in this movie.
Yeah, I liked her in this movie. My main thing with her last time was they hyped her up to be this like interesting kind of demon character, but then she was just kind of treated almost like a puppy throughout most of it. I just wish they would have used her more, but they used her really well here. I really liked it. Yeah, this part was adorable. She's trying to wake Tanjiro up, and he just won't wake up. She finally just like headbutts him. And then she just immediately starts crying afterwards due to how hard Tanjiro's head is.
She bleeds from the forehead and starts crying.
And then her demon art said she can do like the blood explosion thing or whatever. After she starts crying with it, she just like headbutts him again and sets her blood on fire while she does it, hoping that'll wake him up. Not really to any success, but it was adorable.
And then we're coming up to one of the most emotional scenes in the movie, probably the second most emotional scene compared to other than the ending. Which this scene, oh my god, Jesus, talk about feels, dude. Yeah. My man so basically Tanjiro's running out. He realizes it's a dream. He runs out because he's like, oh, I have to do this. I have to go and do this and everything. And he runs. His family's like, Tanjiro, where are you going? Don't do it. So everyone chases him, and then he actually sees like the Nezuko in his dream, and he stops. And then his whole family catches up, and this scene this really broke me because they had the song playing from episode 19. That was the song from episode 19 playing, and it's just like, oh my gosh, he's literally like, basically Tanjiro makes a choice where it's like, this is a dream, this is literally my ideal, but this isn't real. You're all dead, and nothing will ever bring you back. So I have to go and do this. I have to go, and I can't just stay here anymore. So he literally walks away from his family. That was so emotional and tough. Jesus,
it was, and especially because the whole time the family is trying to get him to stay, and I think it's his like youngest brother who finally at one point's like, "So you're gonna leave again? Last time you left, we all got killed. You should have been the one that got killed instead."
No, you're skipping. You're skipping.
What am I? I thought that was when he was walking away.
No, that's the scene where he's fighting. You skipped. Okay. Because they all have that. I know what you're talking about. Basically, like all the flashes when he's fighting, and that was during that scene. Okay. We'll get to that. But basically, he has to like walk away. But you're right. The little brother does run out, and he's like, Tanjiro, no, don't go. But he just like walks and runs, and then in the dream, he actually sees his father for a split second, which is weird. And he's like, you gotta commit Sudoku.
You gotta commit Sudoku, yeah.
Which is basically and Tanjiro realizes the one way to wake up out of your dream is to kill yourself. So he slices his neck and he wakes up.
And everyone else is asleep.
But before that, we get to see Tanjiro's conscious as well. There's like the kid who goes into his. Were they kids or were they adults? I thought
they were kids.
Okay. I really couldn't tell because sometimes they look like adults, sometimes they look like kids. So basically, the kid who went to Tanjiro goes into his consciousness and sees probably one of the most beautiful scenes in the whole movie, honestly. Tanjiro just like clear sky with clouds. Everything was just amazingly beautiful.
It's literally Kingdom Hearts, that scene from Kingdom Hearts 3, but in Demon Slayer.
Yes, but they did a lot better in Demon Slayer.
They did. But yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm getting Kingdom Hearts 3 vibes from here. Just an endless plain with clouds. I was waiting for Charithi to be like, hello, how are you today? I'm like, oh my gosh.
No, but instead we got these spirit thingies that led the boy. He led the boy to the core. When the boy is there to kill him, he leads him to the core. He's like, this guy is too pure hearted and everything. Like he's literally everything's so warm. The dream is warm. It's warmer here. This is such a warm place. And
because Tanjiro's all about helping people. So the guy's like, I'm here to kill him. Like, okay, we'll show you the way. Like, just over here. Just keep coming.
So then Tanjiro wakes up. Do you want to take over from this point? I feel like I've been talking too much. I feel like you deserve to remember it accurately, Falcon. Keep going. I'm gonna shush.
This is why I've been letting you talk. You saw it like yesterday. I saw it.
I mean, I can keep going. I can keep going if you want me to.
If you want to, feel free. I mean, he pretty much wakes up and everybody else is asleep, so he's trying to protect the people on the train. You know, him and Nezuko.
But you forgot the part where the 3 kids wake up and try to challenge him.
That's true. They do wake up and try to challenge him. Yes.
And then the 4th kid also wakes up, but he doesn't like the one who was inside of Tanjiro, but he doesn't like obviously he doesn't attack. Because he saw like with the inside of Tanjiro, he knows how pure he is and what he wants to do. So Tanjiro like, I'm sorry, I have to do this. So he literally like knocks them out, all 3 of the kids, and then he talks to the kid who went inside of him. He's like, I have to go defeat the demon. He's like, good luck, you can do it. If there's anyone who can do it, it's you. So during all of these dreams that we see, we see the Enbu, the bad guy, and he's like talking like, oh, it doesn't matter if they wake up or anything, because my big plan is almost complete. Which we find out soon. But we get a nice fight sequence where Tanjiro goes up to the front of the plane, and Nezuko basically unbounds everybody else and protects them. Nezuko being pretty badass. I love this fight scene on the train because
it's great.
So now Tanjiro knows the secret of how to wake himself up. We do get a little bit of background on Enbu, not like too much to like really define motivation. He basically explains like his powers and how he
Yeah.
put them to sleep with the tickets and everything, and like the children more. Uh, and he fights Tanjiro, which is really great. I actually really liked that fight. It was really really good. It was fight. I was going to this movie. I'm like, this is a fight on the train. There has to be a fight on top of the train, or it's
Yeah.
not a train movie. You
Oh,
know,
totally.
this was the
Anytime
fight
you're on
on
a
top of
train
the
and there's a
train.
fight, there has to be one on top.
There has to be.
Always.
There's one in the beginning of Ruby Volume 6, so
Mhm.
of course, every time that it has to happen, you know. But it was really beautiful because during it, as we mentioned, his power is to put people to sleep. So he can literally do it like that, like just like that. Like, hey, go to sleep. Boom. He goes to sleep. But since Tanjiro knows the secret, he literally like wakes up every single time, and it's freaking out Enbu. And was like, how is this happening? I don't understand. And basically, Enbu explains to Tanjiro that like, I can give you any type of dream you want. He's like,
Yeah.
should I give you a dream where you watch your father die, or you watch your family die? And they do that. And as you mentioned earlier, but basically there's a scene where his little brother's like, you should have died, you should have been here for us. And then there was this mom who slaps him, and the one with his dad who's like really angry with him, and like everybody like cursing Tanjiro for like what they did. And Tanjiro's like, my family would never say anything like that. Don't you dare put that in my head and ever disrespect my family again. And he cuts the demon's neck off, which, oh my God, that was so amazing. I was honestly speechless that he did it. I'm like, holy, he actually fucking did it.
Yeah,
I'm
that
like, freaking go.
That early in the movie, come on, you know it's not done yet.
Yeah,
Something's
you know it's not done
on.
yet. But like my mouth was like wide open during that scene. I'm like, oh my God, that was so beautiful. That was so amazing. I can't believe that actually happened. Obviously, I knew my anime instincts kicked in as I watched many animes in my life, as you can tell from this podcast, and just from my overall experience. And that basically he's not dead. Basically he's saying that wasn't my real body, because guess what? What do you say? What happened?
What? All right. So we find out that the body we've seen is not his real body. And this is something I really liked. So they've had a red herring kind of this whole time for what his real head might be. So one of his hands has like some eyes and like a mouth and stuff on it, and it can kind of do its own thing. So I'm sitting here thinking like, yo, the hand is his real head. Like that's where his brain and everything is. He's gonna have to find a way to sever the head. But no, the train is his body. He has fused with the train, and once everybody's asleep, he just eats them. Like he just essentially absorbs them and digests them, and that is in fact his real body.
Yeah, he basically fused with the train. That's right. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't really like that. It felt really weird.
It was a little weird, but I really kind of like the concept of it.
Well, all we can say is Inosuke was right the whole time.
Yeah.
Inosuke knew that the train was the bad guy. So basically, as Falcon mentioned, he becomes the train. So he like puts off his like flesh like in every single cart. And I want you to keep in mind there's 200 people on the Mugen Train.
Yeah.
200 passengers, all human. And Tanjiro's the only one awake at the moment.
Yep.
So how is he gonna defend them? Nezuko too. So Nezuko and Tanjiro are awake, and Tanjiro's like, you gotta wake up! You gotta wake up now, guys! Come on!
Yeah, they're trying to protect everybody, but it's with just the two of them. As soon as they, he's attacking like sort of like tentacle things.
Who wakes up first? But the best boy, Inosuke. You know how it is, my man. Inosuke coming in clutch, doing his best that he can. Yeah. He helps out while Tanjiro tries to go for the real body. Yeah. And then there's a scene where Nezuko's like defending people, showing her badass blood art skills. Like, doing good. But she gets stuck. Oh no! And then Zenitsu comes out of nowhere using his first form that he's mastered so well.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, I'll protect you, Nezuko, no matter what. But obviously it's a sleepy form. And
yeah, he's still sleepy.
Nezuko's a little like, whoa! Her heart. You can tell her heart went to flutter a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he just shows Zenitsu still asleep, obviously, under the spell. He never woke up.
Yeah.
But then we see Rengoku waking up, and Rengoku's just going zoom, zoom, zoom through the train.
Everywhere.
Yeah, like literally everywhere. My man's going fucking like 300 miles an hour. And he meets up with Tanjiro. They explain the situation. It's like, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna take the first 5 carts to protect them. Zenitsu and Nez, your sister, will take the rest of the carts, and then you and Inosuke will have to go after the big guy.
Yeah, you'll have to go after the demon.
Go after the demon. So they do that. They go to the front of the car is where the demon is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a guy there. There's a guy.
The conductor, yeah.
It was the conductor. Or it wasn't the conductor because he put the conductor to sleep. It had to be somebody else.
It would be like whoever is actually the one who is in charge of making the train run.
Is the conductor and the ticket master the same person in a train?
I don't think so. I think they're different.
Because remember, it was in the scene in the beginning where he's like, "I did what you asked. Can I finally join my wife and kid?" And he put him to sleep.
Yeah.
So I don't think, unless he woke up, but that wasn't in the compartment. That must have. I think it was just a different guy. It had to be a different guy. And basically, Inosuke finds it first with his beast breathing because he's pretty cool. Inosuke really did great in this movie. Oh my god. And basically, Inosuke almost gets like screwed by like all these like meaty hands, like
yeah.
But Tanjiro comes in and helps and stuff, blah blah blah. So Tanjiro and Inosuke, we're gonna skip a little. We're not gonna skip a little bit, but I don't want to go into too much details. So basically, they just like go at it. They go to attack the hands and everything, and they'll find the bone, and oh my god, it's such a thick freaking bone that they have to like do it like a 2-time attack, one to expose it and then one to cut it.
Yeah.
But like the guy is like attacking and using his powers to like put people to sleep. But there's one thing that the demon did not account for, and it's the fact that Inosuke is wearing a mask.
Yeah.
So he could not tell where Inosuke is looking.
Yeah. So we should mention that on the tentacles, at first they were just like kind of fleshy tentacles coming out, but now that he's protecting his head, they all have eyes on it. And if anybody looks at the eyes, he can put them back asleep. So Tanjiro just keeps falling asleep again, having to wake up over and over. But he can't tell where Inosuke is looking due to the boar eyes on his head. So Inosuke is not being put to sleep at all because he's just can't tell where to direct the eyes to look at.
The actual counter to the to this guy, the actual counter.
Yeah.
But there was actually really like the scene where he's putting Tanjiro to sleep, putting him back up, and he's like, "I gotta do it," and he actually puts the sword against his real neck. Almost like actually cutting his own head off. Like, dude, that would have been so scary. I'm like, oh my god! Even though obviously I know that the main character's not gonna die,
right? But
like it's still like the movie just grasped me so well.
Yeah,
like, the movie grasped me so but the thing is, if I'm watching a film or an anime and I see the anime has 25 episodes or something, and I'm on episode 13 and I see the main character about to die, I know in my head like he's probably not gonna die.
Right.
If he does die, that's going to be one of the best animes, ReZero. And but like this movie still grasped me. Like I knew he wasn't going to die, obviously. But like when he put his hand to his neck, I'm literally like, oh,
indeed.
I actually thought he was going to do it. I actually got tricked. I got pulled in by the movie because how good the movie was. It like grasped me with its music. It grasped me with its visuals. It grasped me with like its action and everything.
Yeah.
I really wanted to mention that scene because I really liked it.
Yeah, I really liked it too because he's having to go in and out of dreams so much. It's one of those like he thinks he's about to be in a dream, so he puts his sword up to his neck. But Inosuke has to be like, "Yo, bro, you're not dreaming right now. Don't do it.
Don't do it."
Yeah.
So then they do the thing where Inosuke reveals the flesh, and Tanjiro comes in, does the Hinokami Kagura, and freaking destroys the guy, kills him. He's dead.
Decapitated.
And the demon did not devour a single human.
Nope, they saved all 200.
They saved all 200. Good job, everybody. Woo! The demon evaporates, cursing all the people. He curses Tanjiro. He curses Inosuke. He curses Rengoku. He curses Zenitsu. He curses Negizuko. And then he just fades into nothingness, right? Roll credits, end scenes, perfect movie, great.
Wrong.
Because
here's about to be something. They defeated him and he was the train, but now the train's going a little crazy. Wouldn't you say? Because it starts to like get derailed and such.
That's right. It starts to get derailed. And the conductor guy actually stabs Tanjiro in the belly as well.
It does.
Giving him like a weakness. It was actually funny the scene where he's on the side and Yosuke's like, we should just forget about him. And Tanjiro's like, no, we have to save him. Like, no, he freaking stabbed you. Frick that guy.
Yeah.
I was like, no. And then Inosuke's like, I'll do it because I'm a good boss and you're a good subordinate.
Yeah.
There he saves him. And the train goes crazy. Tanjiro gets thrown from it. Everyone kind of crashes a little bit, but no one's bad. No one's injured.
Yeah. Besides Tanjiro already from his stabbing,
Yep.
But
and then Rengoku comes to Tanjiro's like, you got to use your total concentration breathing to close up the wound. Then you'll be perfectly fine. So he does it. And Rengoku explained total concentration breathing is pretty great, but it can't do everything. So make sure to be careful and use it wisely.
Yeah.
Right. So roll credits, happy ending. Everyone's going home. Wait. Yep. That's the end of the movie,
That's
guys.
the ending. End of the movie, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
Except it wasn't.
No,
because
it was not.
sudden bad guy.
Introducing
our next character.
Akaza.
The upper three.
He is the upper third of the Demon Generals. Yes. I really liked him a lot, actually. He was a lot of fun.
I liked him a lot too. Basically, for what we got from his character, he just wants to look for a good fight. He wants to find someone to fight forever. Just fight, and fight.
Yeah.
If you really like him though, I actually heard that he actually is a really good character later on in the show from people.
Yeah, I felt like he would be.
But anyway, Akaza likes to fight. He's a beam. He's really strong. He uses like his fighting style is actually pretty cool. I think he uses like air bullets or something. And he's pretty strong.
He's a martial artist. But yeah.
He regenerates super fast too. Like Rengoku cut his arm off and like it just regenerates like next 2 seconds, just like that. Like, oh my gosh. It was so fast. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, Akaza is the upper three. He has a pretty cool hairstyle. I actually liked his character too, I'd say. But anyway, he comes in and Rengoku and him battle. Well, they talk a little bit. Basically, Akaza wants Rengoku to become a demon because he sees the potential in Rengoku. And basically
he wants to be able to fight Rengoku forever. He's like, hey, I could kill you as a human and you're dead, or I can make you into a demon and we can fight forever. It'll be great. And
Rengoku's like, I don't want to live forever.
Hell no. Like, I hate demons. I'd rather die a hero and early than to be a demon and live forever, and Akaza just keeps trying. He's very stubborn about it. He's like, come on, it's great.
Akaza also really hates weak people. He looks at Tanjiro on the ground and he's like, you gotta, he's weak, Iki. You gotta, how are you protecting the weak people? And Rengoku's like, this boy is not weak at all. So then they fight. It's pretty like even match so far, but obviously as you goes on, you see that Akaza's winning. He's more stronger, which is sad because Rengoku's like the super big strong guy who we see, and now he's suddenly getting beaten. And as the fight goes on, which beautiful animation, by the way, probably the best fight in that movie, would you say?
Oh, easily
the best fight in the movie. We learned more about Rengoku's past, but basically we got a scene with his mother. Basically saying that Rengoku is special, like he's born to be strong, and he should use that power to protect people. Because he has the strength that others don't, and he should always protect them, which is a nice thing. Very cool for his mom to say that. But that could have gone both ways, because people can use that power to their head and go evil. So it's really great when you have a character like that who has like all this power, and yet they don't use it for evil. They use it for good. There's those characters are some of the best characters written, in my opinion. And Rengoku, our boy, gets like that. So he continues fighting. He starts like using like all these. This is like a freaking flaming lion at Akaza, but no matter all the times, no matter what happens, he just can't do it. Akaza's just stronger, regenerating faster and stuff. And then you finally get to the last showdown, where basically, if I remember correctly, Akaza had his fist into Rengoku's stomach.
Yeah.
And Rengoku's like not moving, but then suddenly he moves, stabs his freaking sword into his neck so freaking epically, almost cuts it, but he doesn't, right? Oh, but suddenly, guess what? The sun is rising. And Akaza's like, oh God, the sun is coming. I better run away and stuff, but he can't do it. He literally can't move, and because he's like, Rengoku's hold on him is really strong.
Yeah.
And Tanjiro's like, I gotta move. We gotta move. And him and Inosuke start like moving. Inosuke jumps in and Tanjiro goes. But the last second, Akaza just breaks his arms off and just retreats into the forest nearby. And Tanjiro throws a sword at him. And then he starts screaming like, hey, what are you talking about? We fight you demons in your advantage, yet you can't fight us in our. You're being a coward, saying everything is strength and stuff. How dare you run away? How dare you, coward? Come back here and fight. Guess what? This is our victory because no one died. All 200 people are safe. You lost, demon.
Yeah.
And then comes the more emotional part of the movie, the most emotional part. Rengoku calls Tanjiro over to have one last chat with him because he's dying. Rengoku is unfortunately dying, and basically he tells Tanjiro like, you should go to my house and talk to my father because he has notes, and you might learn more about the Hinokami Kagura dance thing there. And he also says, I believe in you, Tanjiro. I saw what you did today. I saw what your sister did today. She is a member of the Demon Corps just because she protected humans. That's what it means to be a Demon Corps member. And it's really emotional. Tanjiro's literally bawling. You can tell Inosuke's bawling, even though you can't tell under the mask.
Yeah.
And then at the last second before he passes away, he sees his mother behind Tanjiro. And he's like, did I do good, Mom? Did I protect everybody? And that scene really, I would have, honestly, and this is what the one thing I hate about the freaking internet. I knew he was going to die going into the movie. I knew it because the internet sucks. But
spoilers
honestly,
everywhere.
I my eyes watered. I will admit. They didn't cry but if I did not know he was going to die, I probably would have cried.
Yeah, I didn't know he was going to die. That was a gut punch. I was like, oh, really? I was like, oh, I was really bummed. I really liked him. I didn't cry either, but it was definitely a sad moment.
It was definitely a very sad, strong, and emotional moment. He passes away. His crow sees it, and when his crows fly away, his crow like tears up as well.
Yeah, the crow's crying. Yeah.
And then they inform all the Hashira, everybody, so you get to see their reactions and stuff. Some are stunned, some are just mad, some are just doing things, their own things, and then it just shows Zenitsu, shows Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke, and they're all literally crying, mourning for Rengoku.
Yeah.
And then Inosuke's actually one's like, you can't just cry and be like that. He's already gone. We have to live up to his expectations, damn it. Come on, Tanjiro. We're gonna go train right now.
Yeah, we're training right now, and just grabs him by his collar and drags him off into the woods.
And that's where the movie ends.
Yeah.
That's literally where the movie ends.
Yeah.
The credits play, Homura, the theme plays, which is basically, you could literally call it Rengoku's theme at this part if you want
Pretty
to.
much. I associate it with him now.
Such a good character. We literally get introduced to in season 1, but we learn more about in this movie. He's doing such good things, and yet he just passes away. It's really sad. It's really emotional. As I mentioned, I literally felt empty at the end of this movie. Just because I'm just like, oh my God, that was a really good movie. Like, it had action, it had emotions, it had comedy, good visuals, great music. Literally, there's like, it could be a perfect movie. Well, there's no such thing as a perfect movie, but it was damn near close to perfect.
Really, yeah.
It was damn near close to perfect.
Everything it did very, very well. Like, I think the only thing I wish we would have had more was more backstory for Enmu. But like, we didn't really need it. Like,
we didn't really need it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
because
like,
when Akaza came out of nowhere,
it.
Jesus, that I mean, so I'll admit, when Enbu died, and I'm just like, wait a minute, Rengoku's still alive. What's happening? Isn't he supposed to die? So because when I went into the movie, I thought, oh, so here's what's gonna happen. Enbu's probably gonna kill Rengoku, and then Tanjiro's gonna get like a power boost or something, and then like kill Enbu, and that's how the movie would end. I did not expect that. And I just want to say one more thing. I really freaking wish Akaza died. He deserved to die in that moment. Would have been great. Oh, it would have been a good trade-off.
I almost disagree with you there because, well, I agree it would have been nice if like they went out kind of killing each other, or even he tries to run away and then Tanjiro's sword like just slices through his head. I kind of like that he's now motivation and kind of like another point that we can judge Tanjiro's growth level at.
That is a good point.
I'm assuming Akaza's going to die in the series. Like, I assume it's going to happen. I don't know, but if it's left up to Tanjiro, that's going to be a great character moment for him. Of he's now surpassed Rengoku because he was able to destroy Akaza, who Rengoku wasn't able to. Not only showing his growth, but also giving him personal satisfaction of getting revenge for his fallen comrade / mentor. So I disagree with you there. I think I'm okay with him surviving. I really wished he would have gone out, but I like what it's setting up for the future.
I can understand that, but I really felt for Rengoku. Rengoku was strong, he couldn't even take him out. And
I didn't want him to die at all. I really wanted him to find a way to live. But yeah, when the demon stuck both his hands through your stomach, you can't heal that no matter how much concentrated breathing you're doing. Like you're done.
It would just been a good trade-off. And I really didn't like how Akaza was always just like speaking like, oh, hey, become a demon. You'll be invincible. You'll be strong. You won't heal. Literally runs away when the sun comes out.
Yeah.
Literally runs away.
I mean, I get it in the sense of that literally they will die if the sun touches them.
It's a survival thing.
But yeah, it's I mean, I get it. It's like, oh, I'm strong, and like even Tanjiro's like, oh, you can't fight us during your weakness. It's like, well, yeah, because his weakness is death. Like he's out in the sun, he's immediately dead. So while like, yeah, it's kind of a cowardice move to do, it's just purely to survive because that's the only way he can die is either by a demon slayer killing him or being in the sunlight. So I
During that
didn't.
whole time,
Yeah.
during the last part of the movie, my mouth was literally like open the whole time, just amazed and astounded by like everything that was happening. I thought Akaza was really gonna die, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Jeez.
There wasn't many people in my theater when we watched it. There's maybe like 15 people total, including myself.
How about me?
Um,
It's the same for me, yeah.
and like no one was really talking. Like everyone was really cool, and we were all spaced out due to COVID policies and whatnot. But there was like some people in the row behind me and in front of me and stuff, and we'd hear like muttering or stuff every now and then. Like during that whole last fight, you didn't hear a sound that wasn't coming from the movie. Like everybody was just mesmerized, just like focused 125 million%. It's crazy.
But yeah, that's basically what you said is a good description of the movie, a good play-by-play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I'll let you take the lead because your memory's
I
more
literally
fresh
saw
than
it
mine.
yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I was like. You're like, you can tell, like, your memory's more fresh than mine. I would make a mistake somewhere. You'd be like, no! So
You
let you
technically already made a mistake, and I'm like, no,
I
that
had
didn't
already made a
happen.
mistake. Yeah, but like I remember all the main beats, but like more of the smaller details would have been like I remember
Yeah.
the younger brother was like, last time you left, we died, and it's like you're right, that was later on, but I completely forgot he
was a
saw
really
that
good
later
moment.
on.
I
But
loved all. Honestly, there were so many good moments in this movie. It was just
there
a
really
2 hour
were.
film. It was just a 2 hour film, and it's the shortest arc in the series, and it's just so beautiful, so
Yeah,
amazing.
that's why I'm glad it was a movie, like I said earlier, instead of just being in the show. I like that we just got an hour and 50-minute long movie arc of it. It was paced perfectly. We saw everything we needed to see. We're ready for season 2 later on this year. I'm definitely gonna be buying this on Blu-ray or 4K if I can.
I'm gonna wait till the end to
100%.
say that, but basically, my
Yeah.
favorite part. Let's talk about our favorite moments of
Yeah.
the film. I have 3.
Mhm.
Basically, the scene where Tanjiro has to walk away from his family because that was a very
Mhm.
emotional one. The scene where he cuts Embu's neck off on the top of the train before he combines with the train, and then there's the whole last fight. That was just epic, and it was beautifully animated, and it just wowed me.
Yeah.
What about you, Falcon? What are some of your favorite moments?
The last fight is definitely my favorite moment from the whole movie. There's just no way around that. It was just everything about it was great. The actual fight, the animation behind the fight, the reason they're doing the fight, I loved all of it. It was terrific. Otherwise, I liked when they first got there in Zenitsu, not Zenitsu. Uh, Inosuke is totally just mesmerized with the train. Like that a lot. That's just a lot of fun. I think comedic wise, that was my favorite moment. Was him just like trying to challenge the train.
I think you just get all the great comedic moments in this movie.
He really did. And it's not really a favorite moment, but I do have to say, I actually didn't mind Zenitsu in this one because he wasn't screaming all the damn time. Like that's what I disliked about him from the show. I didn't care that he was the cowardly character or that he had like no self-esteem. It was that he just screamed everything.
Yeah, he did.
And at least in the dub of the movie, because I watched it dubbed. I believe you watched it subbed.
I watched it subbed. Falcon watched it dubbed.
In the dub, he screams and cries a little bit, but really not that much.
Well, that's because he's sleeping most of the movie.
Yeah. I mean, like, even when they first get there, he's kind of like, oh, I don't want to be here with the demon. Oh, that's so bad. And then when, like, there's a demon here, he's like, oh, there's a demon. I want to get off. But besides that, that's really the only time he, like, screamed in the movie.
I don't even think he even had, like, 20 lines or anything. I feel like
I doubt it.
I think he had the shortest lines out of all the characters.
Because pretty much what he did in the movie was get worried that they're on the train, try to stop Inosuke from either jumping out of the train or destroying the train. His dream with Nezuko, and then him sleep. He literally kills like one of the tentacles with the sword, and then it's like, cool, he's taking the back trick cars. Like that's all he really did. And then at the end, he helps Nezuko get in the box before the sun comes out. But besides that, like he really doesn't do anything here. And I feel like that's kind of one of the flaws. I kind of wish we got to see him fight more because I really like his fighting style. But so far, he's kind of been like a one-punch man. If he finally terrifies himself enough to pass out, and then he just kills them in one hit, which is impressive. But I've really been wanting to see like his fighting style more, so I kind of wish we saw it more.
Here's hoping for season 2.
Yeah, I mean, we still have seasons of the show to go, hopefully. So
honestly,
that should get answered at some point.
Maybe they could do another movie after season 2, then season 3 will be the last one. Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe.
I'd say I wonder. I'm actually gonna look up the volumes for this Demon
Yeah,
Slayer.
I don't actually know how long it
So I want to
is.
know how many volumes Mugen Train is. I see volume 8 has Rengoku on it. So maybe it's
Oh
just
yeah,
volume 7 and volume 8.
yeah. It's not even. I think it was like roughly 10 chapters. I was there somewhere. Yeah, a little over. It's 15 chapters. It's chapter 54 to 69. It ends on funny number.
Funny number.
Funny number. But yeah,
Wow.
I it was. It's been the best anime movie I've seen in a long time.
Definitely.
I feel like most anime movies, like the great anime movies, are still just good, but who knows?
I think we could both definitely say for a fact that Inosuke would definitely went up in our ranking for
Mhm.
characters in this movie. He
For
actually
sure.
really outperformed himself well. I really liked him. I guess
Mhm.
I guess the only thing left, Falcon, is to give our rating for the movie.
Whew.
I'll let you go first, my friend, since you saw the movie first.
So this one is interesting to think about. I love the movie. It's definitely watch it if you can watch it in theaters. Do it. Just seeing it with that quality, like screen and sound, terrific. It's apparently in IMAX some places. I couldn't find it in IMAX on my end, so I just saw it
It's
in normal
IMAX at one of my
theaters.
theaters nearby.
There was one theater that had like some sort of like Dolby theater I'd not heard of that I found out later is supposed to have better quality. So if I see it again, I might try to see it in one of those since I can't get IMAX. But see it in like the best theater you can. It's gonna make it even better. I really don't feel like there was really any really downsides. We didn't really, I feel like, need to see some of the dream sequences, but especially like Zenitsu's. Well, it didn't really add anything except like, yep, he still has the hots for Nezuko. Who'd have thought? He also really wasn't in there that much more. So
I'm gonna counteract your dream point and say I
mhm.
think Inosuke's and Zenitsu dreams were only just like a minute long each. So
Yeah,
at the
they
most, it
weren't.
would just take of 2 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit there, but we were able to get the picture of it. But yeah, it was just there. It didn't hurt the movie. It was like, do we really need to see that he's still crushing on Nesco?
Yes.
Um, I mean, I guess. Um, but otherwise, I don't know that there's really anything I dislike about it. So like I said, already definitely see it. Don't watch it if you haven't watched the first season of the show. Like binge watch the first season of the show. It's pretty much everywhere at this point. I think it's on Netflix, Crunchyroll, and I think Funimation has it too. Um,
I watched Demon
so
Slayer on Funimation. Yeah,
yeah,
I watched it dubbed.
yeah. So you can really watch it anywhere. Definitely binge watch the first season. Go watch the movie. I'm definitely buying the movie. I feel like really just everybody should watch it unless you just haven't seen Demon Slayer. But if you've seen Demon Slayer, it's a no-brainer. You need to go watch the movie. I couldn't recommend it for like new people simply because of the fact of so much of it relies on having seen the series already. Um, Actually rating it those hard because I really want to give it a 10 because as far as anime movies, I feel like this is one for years we're gonna be going like comparing everything
There's
to.
nothing wrong with giving it a 10 if you want. It's your own personal rating. So it could be as
Yeah,
biased as you want.
I just don't want to give like too many tens, and I've already given one, which was Kuroko. But I feel like I have to. I genuinely feel like this has
I
everything I
guess
want in a movie, and it did it all perfectly. Like
you
I
heard it
said,
here, folks. Falcon's giving this movie a 10.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, the only things I didn't really care about weren't anything major. Like it might have made it a little bit better in my mind, but it being there didn't hurt any at all. So yeah, I'm just gonna give it a 10. What about you, Condor? What did you want
Well,
to
the
rate the
fact that
movie?
your rating went up from a 9 to a 10 after our last actually, you said it was a 9, now it's a 10.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I went into this movie knowing information like Rengoku was going to
Mhm.
die. But that did not take away from my enjoyment of the movie. I still loved
Mhm.
it. I knew he was going to die, but I didn't know how he was going to die.
Right.
The way I guess he was going to die was wrong.
Mm.
There was some things I didn't like. Like personally, I feel like Akaza should have died with Rengoku. I can understand your point of view, Falcon, but to me
Mhm.
personally, I feel like it would have added to the movie more if he did. But obviously, there's still more to the show, to the series.
Yeah.
Um, I also saw this movie with a friend who did not watch Demon Slayer at
Oh.
all. And I want to say that he actually cried during Rengoku's death.
Okay.
So that should basically tell you how great this movie is. I do recommend that you do watch the anime before highly recommend you watch the anime before you watch the movie, because you will not understand anything. And I'm glad I gave him a short description about the show, considering the fact that they showed that Tanjiro's dreaming about his family. Because I basically explained to him about like his family dies and his sister turns to a demon, blah 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 blah. And if I didn't do that, he'd probably been very confused. Or because the movie does hint at it, but I'm so glad I explained it a little bit. But my friend cried. I was amazed. It's visually stunning. Great music, great voice acting. I'm sure for the sub and dub both. Beautiful animation, great characters, emotional moments, action moments, funny moments. It was just generally a really great film. But there was a few things I didn't like about it. Like again, the Akaza thing, and the train thing was a little weird. But I came to accept it as I watched it. It was a cool concept after you fully understand it. I'm definitely going to buy this on Blu-ray when it comes out and watch it again. Maybe have a movie night again with some friends. Like, hey, let's watch the Demon Slayer movie again. Sure, why not? So I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10 for my rating.
Very
I
nice.
loved it. Everything. It's a high recommend. Probably one of my favorite anime films of all time. Definitely gonna be up there with like A Silent Voice and Wreck-It Ralph for me with my favorite anime films. I think I got my top 3 anime films now, or just films in general. That being said, I guess that's our rating.
That is our rating and facts.
My voice hurts, Falcon.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot of talking. Have you been drinking water? I don't think so.
Nope, I haven't.
Sad days. This is why we usually have water with us, just in case we go long. But yeah, we hope you all enjoyed it. Let us know what you guys think. Hit us up on Twitter at BirdBroPod. Or you can leave a comment on the episode when I upload it on birdbropod.podbean.com. And I'm getting
hype for season 2.
That. So who knows? Maybe we'll actually buy a domain name sometime soon. Crazy, right? Anyway, we'll probably be skipping another week just for vacation time, and then we'll be coming back with another episode, which we decided on is going to be
Code
the Great
Geass.
Pretender. It's not Code Geass.
Sorry,
I'm down to rewatch Code Geass at some point.
I'm actually watching Code Geass right now.
Ooh, Code Geass is one of those I want to watch, but I hate talking about it because so much of why I love it is because of season 2. So if like season 1, I'd be like, season 1 is fine, but I don't want to talk about it. I just want to talk about season 2. But yeah, anyway, that's something for another day. But yeah, The Great Pretender is what we decided. Last time we did an episode, we hadn't figured out what we were going to watch. We decided on that. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. So if you want to watch it before we talk about it, so that way you know a little bit more about it, by all means, feel free. It's 12 episodes.
12 episodes, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet. Falcon's watched it. I'll probably watch it when it's the week for our thing. But right now,
I'll probably rewatch some of it before we.
Why not?
Yeah. But anyway,
I'm trying to get Falcon to get me Pokemon Snap, so I'm getting on his good side by watching Code Geass.
I don't have the money to buy you Pokemon Snap.
I heard the sigh. Yeah. Everyone heard the sigh. It was great.
Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, thanks, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully, you'll tune in for our Great Pretender episode.
Go watch the movie.
Go watch the movie.
Go watch it again. Go support this movie. Because if you support this movie, season 2 will have an amazing budget. Whoa! Maybe even better than the movie.
I mean, pretty sure season 2 is already like probably halfway done, maybe at this point, because it comes out like October or something, or is it before that? I don't know. I'll have to look that up because I'm really ready for season 2 now. Super hype.
I have this really cute Nezuko thing I wanted to show last time.
Oh, that is a cute Nezuko thing.
Remember I told you
we uploaded in 2077.
Yeah, I guess they won't be able to see it. Oh well.
Yeah, I mean you can see part of it, just not all of it.
I think it's cute.
Okay, well I'm glad you enjoy it. But anyway, guys, once again, hit us up on Twitter at BirdBroPod. We also have a Discord. The link is in the episode description. Just copy and paste it into your browser, and you can be chatting with us about really cool, fun things. Whatever you want to talk about. Genshin, anime, video games, life. It's a great time. So for now, we're signing out, and we'll see you all next time.